Sao Tome and Principe, a pair of remote islands, are not exactly Africa's most well-known tourist attraction. The tiny nation isn't even the most obvious African location. First of all, the entire area speaks Portuguese. The towns and villages also have a colonial vibe, exuding a more New World than sub-Saharan flavor. However, there still is a dynamic way of life that is unmistakably African, as well as a kitchen that blends Eastern and Western culinary traditions with seasoned fish chops and banana pap porridge. If that nicely complements your travel appetite, then add a ton of stunning gold sand beaches, endangered sea turtles, and charming mountain towns to the mix, along with the towering spires of volcanic mountains, endangered monkeys, and more. Sao Tome and Principe becomes pretty darn difficult to resist. Number 1. Sao Tome City. About 60,000 people live in Sao Tome City, the capital of Sao Tome Island, which is located in the northeast on the island. The Portuguese king established it as capital in 1535, and it has remained thus ever since. Sao Tome, the sole true city on the island, is a chocolate box of lovely Romanesque cathedrals and elaborate colonial structures, palm-lined boulevards, and attractive plazas. There is still that hustle and bustle, as in every African nation, whether it be the yellow cabs fighting for a place or the street vendors hawking their wares near the market. It is what can only be described as a little working African city, so it's not very clean or attractive, but it more than captivates and presents some incredible photo chances and insights into Sao Tomean life. Before visiting the fascinating exhibits at the National Museum, explore the Central Market and pass by the terracotta tiled homes. It's stunning. Baroque facades and the cannon-dotted bulwarks of Fort Sao Sebastian. Following that, there are numerous locations to take a stroll along the shore of stunning Ana Chavez Bay, as well as leisurely coffee shops spilling out onto the cobblestones. Number 2. Pico de Sao Tome. At 2,024 meters tall, Pico de Sao Tome is Sao Tome and Principe's tallest mountain and a breathtaking sight, even if you only hike to the bottom. The mountain is completely covered in trees, lower slopes are dominated by cocoa and coffee plantations, but further up, huge trees are covered in an abundance of tropical vegetation including orchids and lichens. The mountain's upper regions are frequently shrouded in mist, adding to its allure and mystique. It's a sight that will leave you breathless. Treks to the base are quite worthwhile and are easily organized. Climbing to the top attracts those who are more daring. Although it can be accomplished in a single 18-hour hike from Pontefigo, the ascent is typically undertaken over 2 days. This makes it feel rushed and a little bit unfortunate. Although the walk is not challenging, the frequently rainy weather makes the trail incredibly slick, requiring you to frequently scramble or even crawl over fallen trees, making it an even more memorable trip, one that you can share with your grandkids. Number 3. Holly Beach. There may not be a better destination than the stretch of golden sand that is Holly Beach for tourists who travel to Sao Tome to witness the unusual phenomena of turtles clambering over the beaches to lay their eggs. This bay, which winds its way around the southern coast's bends, is renowned for one of the best locations to see endangered sea turtles during the breeding season. You can also go on vacations to Sao Tome to observe turtle nesting and hatching between November and March. The major turtle nesting sites of Morepexe and Makolo are protected by the beach rangers who are employed by the Santomese NGO or MARPA. You can arrange to go out to the beach and see rangers on turtle patrol, helping to protect the turtles and cleaning up part of the beach as you go while doing your part for the environment. Number 4. Principe Island. In the Gulf of Guinea, west of Africa, is Principe, Sao Tome's older but much smaller sibling island. This island should go on everyone's bucket list, at least for those who have heard of it. It is a magnificent landscape, a small population, lush forests, rich with indigenous biodiversity, and some of the world's most beautiful beaches. In fact, between the months of July and November, whale migration between feeding areas can often be seen in the waters off of Principe. If you're lucky, the humpback whales will pass close enough to be seen from land. Whale watching excursions are offered by a variety of providers and typically last between 2 and 3 hours. Additionally, there is a good chance of seeing dolphins year-round because they frequently visit and play near the boat. Although these activities are not unique to these islands, the possibility to spend time with whales and dolphins, probably without any other boats, is an opportunity you will never forget. Number 5. The Southeastern beaches. The location of the island's top beaches is the subject of ongoing disputes. Some claim that turtles nest and hatch on the northern shore, but in our opinion, traveling down the east coast toward Porto Alegre and Ilhas da Royas will provide you with one of the best days of your life. It's uncommon to discover stunning beaches with squeaky white sand and few residents to prevent abandonment. A large, long, and winding surf beach called Praia Sete Onda is where you'll find residents playing football or practicing capoeira. It's a great location for swimming or walking, and it's simple to get to the road. There is also Praia de Mancando, a fantastic surfing beach that is also home to giant land crabs and a diverse bird population. There is also a beach bar nearby for local beverages. Number 6. Royas Island. Languishing in the Atlantic like the teardrop of Sao Tome, just a short boat ride away in the southern tip of the island, the speck of the map that is Royas Island is famed for its sparkling white sand beaches and paradisiacal veneer. The sands are invariably totally secluded, cascading down from the jungle-covered coast in a medley of boulder-spotted coves and long stretches of sun-splashed ivory hues. There's also an acclaimed hotel resort here, perfect for a remote and romantic tropical stay away from the archipelago's more trodden spots, along with a monument to the courses of the equator, which crosses right over the middle of the Royas. Number 7. Trekking and walking sites. Walking and trekking are regarded as extremely gratifying activities that give you the impression that you might be the first person to travel along that route. First off, you must travel with a guide on the majority of treks for your personal protection and to prevent people from getting lost in the desolate, difficult to navigate forest. You might also get a little wet because you are in the jungle. Bring a good pair of walking shoes because the path may become extremely muddy if it rained heavily the night before. Snacks and mosquito repellent are also smart ideas. You can go to Pico Papagayo, also known as Parrot Mountain, if you're interested in the sights. The stroll through primary and secondary rainforests is unhurried and suitable for people of all abilities. Numerous monkeys, birds, and gorgeous orchids, some of which are native to the islands, will delight you. Pipi Waterfalls is another option. It requires a 45-minute journey through the forest and is both short and strenuous, but the payoff is swimming beneath this stunning waterfall. Number 8. Bala das Agujas. When visiting Principe, the Bay of Needles, also known as Bala das Agujas, is a must. The finest way to view the west side of the national park is from the sea, where you can take the most breathtaking vistas of it. The phonolite towers that rise up and provide some of the best photo opportunities of this unusual terrain are what give the bay its name. Other boat cruises that stop at some of the island's more secluded beaches, or even tag and release deep-sea fishing, primarily for marlin or sailfish, can be enjoyed while visiting the Bay of Needles. There are great dive sites for enthusiastic divers, and diving and snorkeling can be organized. Number 9. Yesteryear Plantations. There are a lot of plantations that you can explore when you go to these islands. The first on our list is Ribeira Isé. This was Principe's first capital, but the jungle has since engulfed it. The journey there takes 2 hours through thick jungle, but this form of travel is rather uncommon in the present era. You realize this is how it felt to be an adventurer as you stumble upon the 400-year-old church that is slowly being consumed by the vegetation. While it's not Machu Picchu, this ruin is all your own, free of other tourist cameras and selfie sticks. Children will like taking part in this trip and enjoy making up elaborate tales to share with their peers. The old Roca Infantante plantation is another ruin worth visiting. While being abandoned by the coloners after the country gained its independence, the site is now a ruin that is worth visiting. On the trek there, you can see several monkeys as well as lovely natural flowers and flora. It is possible to complete a circuit that ends at the historic harbor and includes a boat ride back. This is a fantastic activity for both adults and kids. Number 10. Oboe National Park. Conservationists around the world are aware of the Oboe National Park's biologically diverse, dense virgin rainforests with over 700 plant species. 95 are which endemic and covering 75 square miles of the island, or approximately 1/3 of it. These forests are dotted with several waterfalls, and there are 16 endemic kinds of birds, which makes hiking and birding an incredible delight. Coffee and cocoa plantations, both contemporary and historic, can be found and explored where the major forest once stood. There are even highlands. The park soars straight into the heavens, crowned by Pico Grande's massive needle-like peak. The mountains along the coast also resemble large, square-cut escarpments that rise loftily and proudly above the waters of the Atlantic Ocean below. Treks and safaris here will show you the stunning tropical wilderness, as well as gray parrots, mono monkeys, and tons of really uncommon birds. With so many different things to do in Sao Tome and Principe, there's something for everyone. It takes a bit of energy to get there, but that makes it even more special. What about you? What got your heart pumping out of all our top 10 travel inspirations? Click the like and subscribe button for more of our 10 prime picks. Also, if you want to visit the Netherlands, head over to one of our videos and check it out.